Okay, update guys. Got the 10-inch Dominator miter cut bars installed last night. Took me 2 hours. I did run the wire, the throttle wire, without any issues. I didn't grease it or do anything. My only issue was, let me see if I can show you. I used this freaking tape. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's Gorilla Tape on the wiring. I will never do that again. That freaking tape, man, that was the only bad thing about the install. That tape was really hard to get off, and I put quite a bit of it on there. It took me like 20 minutes to get that tape off, but it did pull through easy because I was able to yank on it kind of hard, and the tape didn't budge. So, but it was too hard to take off, so I will never do that again. The install was pretty straightforward. I didn't have issues like I did with the other one. I did not add an extension to it or anything. I just straight up how it came. It was pre-wired. I do have the wires in there still, but I do not have them hooked up right now. Once I put the new grips on, I'm going to unplug the old control wires and hook in the new ones. Right now, they're just hanging there. Well, I taped them off with some electrical tape. So they're like that. And once I get to the dealership, I'm going to pull it inside and do it real quick. That shouldn't take me but 10 minutes. But I wanted to be able to drive or ride. I missed out on a ride this morning because I forgot to have the grips here, and I couldn't get the grip off the old bars, which was the same issue that I had with the other ones. I think they glue these grips on the one side because the other side's clicked in for the throttle sensor. So yeah, kind of annoying. But I found one of my old grips, and I put that on just now so I can drive over to the dealership to get things done. I'm going with the bronze and gold grips. I think they go with this bike, but that's what they say at the dealership. It doesn't say that online, but they do match the color theme to it, black and bronze. So those are the ones I'm going with, and I'm going with the, I got to get some new mirrors also because now I can't see in the mirrors. But I'll show you what we're looking at here. And like I said, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not a motor. I don't do anything with my bikes really other than pipes, air cleaner I did, and that's pretty much it. Maybe some bag liners and bag covers, a seat, basic stuff that everybody does. But the bars these ones went smooth, mainly because I didn't have to pull the wires myself. Only one I had to pull was that throttle sensor. That was smooth also. If it wasn't for the tape, I wouldn't have had an issue. So yeah, if you're thinking about doing them and you want to save some money, because I did get 2 quotes on them. I got a quote through the dealership, which was $1675.55 for the bars. That was the price of the bars and the install. And they were bars that I already had, LA Chopper bars, which I do like. I decided to not go with those ones, though, because these other ones were pre-wired. So I went with these Dominator bars just for that reason. And then had a local guy that they offered to purchase these bars and install them for $1,200. So that was a good deal. Well, I wanted the bike done so quick that I offered him $1,000 labor to do them, and he agreed to do it. And then when I went to go over there to get it done, he was sick. So the shop was closed, so I ended up just coming home and just giving up on having someone do it and said, well, I'll do it myself. And I figured it was going to be a big deal like last time. I mean, it was a real pain in the ass doing the bars last time. So if this time was no big deal, I would definitely do them again. And if I had it to do over, I would go with 12s. Now, that would probably affect the install, I imagine, because the wires I had just enough wire. I had no extra wire. It was like right there, borderline where I could have actually added the extension if I wanted. But I fiddled around with that last time, and it gave me a lot of headache adding that little extension piece. And I ended up switching out the Dominator extension piece and going with, I think Burley brand was what it was called last year when I did the other ones. But right now I'm stock everything, so I'm going to keep it that way as much as I can. But I'll show you what the bars look like. And like I said, I'm not a professional, so I do what I can with it. And I didn't have much of a choice this time. I wanted to get it done and get it done quickly, so I did it myself. So it is what it is. But they didn't turn out too bad, I don't think. See if I can get this in the picture. Yeah, you see they come up to like right here on the fairing. They're literally dead centered with the top of the fairing. So, and you can see I have the wire ram right here. That's my old wire. That's my old wire right there. The other wires are actually inside there, so these are going to come off once I get to the dealership, and I'm going to just plug my new ones in there that's ran through the bar. Since they're already in there, I just stuck them inside the control for now. This is the old hand grip. I don't have it glued. It's just on there for now so I can get to the dealership. You can see, I'll show you in a minute, the other bars. Yeah, I'll show you side view. That's the side view, if I can get a good picture of it. I'm using the forward-facing camera, so it's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, you see they come right up to the top of it. I would rather had the 12s just to get me a little more height, but this is fine. I mean, for now, this looks good, and it's fine. There was one thing that I could not figure out how to get it off, and this little rubber grommet thing over here, and it actually goes inside the bike, but I did not. Once that thing got moved, I couldn't budge it, so I'll probably end up leaving it where it's at for now, or cutting it off and just add something else inside there if I have to. I'm gonna ask them about it at the dealership, but I don't think it's a big deal to not have it. I got the throttle cable zip tied down with really good zip ties, and everything works like it should. No issues with that. Perfect. So I think we're good to go. Try to get a further back view if anybody's interested in seeing it from further away. I'm sure everybody's seen them already, but yeah, the difference between the miter cut and the 8-hanger ones, these ones are just straight. They don't come up in that point like the meat hooks do, just straight shot over. That's what I was looking for. That's why I almost went with the LA chopper bars. There is a bit of a I don't know what they would call it, where they come back at an angle towards me a little bit. You can see here, I'll show you top view. Damn it, that's hard to get the camera in the shot, so I apologize, but they come back towards the driver a little bit right here, facing towards me. But I guess that works fine because it's giving the handle, the brake and the clutch room to fit in there without any issues, so. Yeah, you can see them a little bit from the front, but not real good. I mean, you can see it right there a little bit. And I could probably turn those down so you wouldn't see them, but yeah, it is what it is. I think they turned out okay, but don't use Gorilla Tape on it. That tape sucks. It's actually really good, but not for this. Yeah, there's my old bars. So you still got the grip on there. I'm assuming that they glue those on. So I haven't been able to get them off without cutting them. And I didn't even bother with it because I had plans on going and getting new grips. So, yep, that's the deal. So, if you're interested or you got any questions, hit me up. I'm going to post a video of a little bit of the install. I could not get it all because I had my 360 camera just sitting here on a stand. That's it right here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's sitting on a tripod. And it did not get all the stuff in the video, so there wasn't much I could do about it, so I apologize. But if you got any questions, you can message me, and I'll do my best to help you out. As far as the install goes, it's very easy. It's almost straightforward. You take everything off and put it back on the way it goes. The only issue is if your wires will make it, and for some reason my ones on my 22 would not make it, and these ones went fine. So they said they're the same thing, so I have no clue why these ones fit and the other ones didn't. I did adjust the path that they were coming through the bike just to give me, like, I don't know, an inch, maybe an inch or two more, so the clutch wasn't pulled so tight that it was like pulling it out of the grip, or pulling it out of the lever up there. So it looks good now, and it's working fine. When I got done with my 22 and I pulled the clutch in, it wouldn't come back out because it was under so much pressure. So I put the 4-inch extension on and it worked. And then I drove it for like a week and it messed up. The 4-inch extension kept messing up. So I called Dominator. They sent me another one, but I ended up buying a Burley brand one off someone at a local mechanic here in town. Harley Man is what he's called, or what the shop is called. And I put that one on myself, and then that solved the issue. I had no more problems with the clutch. So I don't know if it was the Dominator clutch was bad, or the extension was bad, or what it was, but that solved an issue. So if you're thinking about doing these, they're not too bad, and they save you a bunch of money doing them. Give them a shot. I think anyone can do them, because if you just lay out your stuff the way you take it off. And there's a very good video with a guy named his channel is Ride It, Wrench It. He's putting on 12-inch apes onto I think it's a 21 Street Glide Special, but I'm not 100%. That video helped me out a lot on the first one, the first install that I did of these. Now, this time I didn't use it because it's pretty straightforward. I was just really worried the first time, and for good reason. I ran into several issues that time. This time I wouldn't have had too many problems if it wasn't for the Gorilla Tape and maybe the clutch a little bit, just getting it pulled over into the right spot, because I was so worried about putting it under pressure. And it's good to go. I'm going to ride it over and pick up some grips. The bronze and gold grips that go with this bike is what they tell me. I don't know if they do or not, but I do like the bronze and gold ones, or black and bronze. And then I'm going to do the mirrors. I can't remember what they're called, but I'm going to do those, and then the new floorboards, the bronze floorboards. And then that's it. I'm done for now, other than the motor. When the 135 motor comes in, I'm going to put that on, and then that's it. I'm either going to keep it or sell it at that point. And I would love to get my gray bike back, because that's my favorite bike. And like I said in my other video, that's the reason this channel is called Heartbreak Harley. I got rid of that bike, and I did not think I cared about it, but once I got rid of it, man, yeah, I was upset. That's the first bagger that I ever owned, and it's the first build that I ever did from start to finish. And yeah, I missed it, man, to be honest. And I wish I didn't sell it now, because I bought that bike outright. Well, I bought it, and then I paid it off in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And, you know, someone offered me a ton of money for it, so I did it. I didn't lose any money on it. I actually made a few $1,000s on it. And then my wife got a hold of that money, and I didn't really make anything on it. So I ended up having to buy this bike again on payments, which is how I got the other one. And then I'll probably pay this one off if I can, and then build it out and either keep it or sell it. But I would love to have the Gunship gray bike again. That was my favorite bike of all time. The color, I used to get stopped all the time and asked about that bike, like what kind of bike it was, what year it was. That was like the perfect bike for me. I don't know, I liked it a lot. There's a lot of them out there though now, and there was when I got it too. It ain't like it was anything special, but to me it was, because I had never owned a bagger. I went from a Softail Slim to that bagger, and I dropped it quite a few times, because I had only been riding a month when I got that, and I only rode the Softail. I only put 200 miles on my Softail, and then I switched from the Softail to the bagger. So it was a learning experience. I still dropped my bike. I still dropped the bike after I had it for a few months, but then I took some low-speed skills test, practice test, and I did that several times, and I think I'm okay now. I can still drop it, obviously, because everybody can, but less likely. So that's the bike. That's the bars. Have fun, guys, and most importantly, ride safe.